Hey Scorpio, Mariah here. I'm going to go ahead and get into your end of the month reading for November 2021. And I was meditating over your energy and I asked Spirit, I said, Spirit, what does Scorpio need to know? What do I need to tell Scorpio? And I was meditating. Mind you, I shuffled all the cards, completely touched each card, all 78, one by one. Shuffled and shuffled. And on the bottom of the deck, we got your energy, rebirth. You. So we're on track for the energy. And then I asked, okay, Spirit, but got it. Death and transformation. Death and rebirth, But what do they really need to know? What do you want, Scorpio? That's the first thing I heard. What is it? What do you want? Like, honestly, right? In my readings, I'm always like having a heart-to-heart with y'all and everybody. But what is it that you want? What is it that you really want in this season of your life? And are you prepared to go through the transformation and get it? Or are you currently going through the transformation to get it? And there's something here about gloves that are very important. Not just any type of gloves, but like working gloves. So whether, if you garden, if you're a Scorpio that gardens when the season is right, and you wear like your working gloves to be out in the garden, or if you are like in the medical field and you wear your latex gloves. It's so funny because it's like I'm getting the image of needing to put on your gloves, needing to put on what it is that you need to prepare to work through what needs to be worked through to get what you want. And if you're currently trying to get what you want, are you well equipped to get what you want? That's the bigger question here. Are you truthfully, and that's something you have to be very honest with yourself, are you well equipped to get what you want? Because sure, we can go towards what it is that we want. We can go ahead and try to grab it. But how do we sustain it? How do we maintain it? Maintenance is here from what I'm feeling. But in regards to that maintenance, it's going into the whole transform aspect of things, right? Needing to shed old layers of skin of how you may have operated previously when it came to achieving something versus this new chapter that you're going into, especially with the year closing out, needing to have new sets of gear and tools. And I use metaphorical terms, but when I say gear and tools, I mean the mental capacity, the mental bandwidth, the mindset, the ability to be able to release things that can't come with you into this new chapter. Specifically for somebody, I don't know, if you're out there, if you eat pork, I know this is a little specific for a general. Somebody needs to cut back on their pork intake. Please cut back on the pork intake. Too much sodium is not good for you. Just in general, but somebody specifically, I don't know if you're dealing with high blood pressure. But if you know that you're prone to high blood pressure, especially genetically, please cut back on the pork. All right? So let's get into this, Scorpio. Five of Cups in the reverse. We have another for my Scorpios. What do they need to know, Spirit? I'll meet you on the other side is what's coming to my head. What have you thrown overboard recently? Into the water. What have you thrown overboard recently that needed to really go? Back out again. Back out again. That's funny. What do you have to release to get what you want? And do you have the mindset, the mental bandwidth, and the ability to now understand how to sustain and maintain what it is that you're trying to achieve? Because I love this energy, Five of Cups in the reverse, Hangman in the reverse. This is you, or at least it's telling me that you're able now in this new place in life to really look at certain disappointments from a different lens, right? There's always a blessing in disguise. And I'm not talking to the bitter Bettys that's in the comments that get, how is there a blessing in disappointment and being tortured and all that stuff? You haven't grown. You haven't evolved. If you haven't evolved or ascended, I'm not talking to you, right? If you're still low vibrational and you're still looking at things in life happening to you from a victim mentality, situations that either you put yourself in or life has dealt you, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my Scorpios that have ascended and that are very self-aware of their own shortcomings and understanding the shortcomings of other people too. But to put it back to you, Scorpio, right? To get back to you. I don't know why I keep getting this pork thing. Somebody just needs to make sure they cut back on the pork. But anyway, like I was saying, this disappointment or failures or perceived failures, right? I don't really think we move through life and we have, failures per se. I think in those situations that disappoint us, that don't work out, they're not necessarily failures. They're opportunities to see how we can advance, right? And you can't succeed without having some experience of not knowing what to do and what not to do again. You can't succeed. So because of these situations that left you disappointed, that left you feeling like a failure, feeling like they failed, or, and for some of you, it may have even been depression. I just heard, okay, I'm not going to say what I just heard. I'm going to keep it general. But there's that sense here of failure. And honestly, Scorpio, it doesn't have to be something that recently failed. It doesn't have to be something that is in the far past, right? Just whatever sticks out in your mind. It's like you now have a new perspective or understanding as to why something didn't work out, why things didn't happen for a reason, why things weren't meant to happen. And the thing I love about you, Scorpio, you're not taking on the victim mentality of this. You're viewing it as a way, okay, this didn't work out. I didn't succeed in this area, or things didn't pan out in the way that I expected them to. Not because of my own shortcomings, but because they weren't meant. And it wasn't meant to happen the way that I thought it should have happened, right? But because it didn't pan out and it didn't happen in the way that we believed that it was going to, you're now seeing it as an opportunity to overcome. Okay, it didn't work out. This is now a challenge, but it's a challenge that you now have, a crystal lens, a crystal hue of being able to see things clearly or in a different light or a different perspective of how do I now overcome this? How do I change my course of action so I don't repeat the same circumstance or the same situation that I've dealt with before? And it's all of this, Two of Cups here, is bringing you towards what is meant to work out. And it's a champion mindset, Scorpio, because to really have that sense of accountability, to have that sense of self-awareness and sense of consciousness takes a lot. And I think a lot of people tend to underestimate how much of a mindset you have to really start to look at things from that kind of hue. Because there's a lot of people that want to play victim, that allows life to happen to them, or just like to point fingers and point blame and say, well, this person did this person used me, this situation didn't work out, my job treated me, my family did. Sure, everybody has their own hand in the pot in our situations that don't work out, right? But we also have to look at our role that we take on, our role that we play. And that's that sense of self-awareness that you either have stepped into or that you're stepping into. And because of that, you now get to receive what it is that you do want based off understanding the actions that you've taken or that other people taken in your past that wasn't conducive to bringing what it was that you truly wanted. So rebirth, this winter is very imperative for you, Scorpio. It really is. It's an important season. It's an important time for you, because in this portion of the season or the portion of the year where things start to die out, your old skin is shedding as well. So it's like you're changing with the seasons also, so that way in the spring you can start to breathe new life. Also, kind of a side message, Scorpio, please make sure that you are around people that breathe life into you. Very important for me to tell somebody. Make sure you're around people that breathe life into you, that speak life into you, that speak healing into you, that speak hope into you, that speak positivity into you. And I say that specifically because when we are going through a lot of transformations, a lot of people still want to hold us to our past. A lot of people still want to hold us to our past ways or our past behaviors or who we used to be instead of the person we are now. And because you are changing, because your perspective is changing, because you are coming at a certain situation or even life at itself in a whole new version of you. There will be people that still hold you to the past version of you that's no longer in existence. And those people will always be a hindrance and a reminder of the person that you were. And they'll try to keep you stuck and hold you to that person that you were that you no longer are. If they cannot see you and view you in the new light that you're viewing yourself, and if they can't see you and view you in the new light that you're carrying yourself in, they don't deserve or belong to be in your life in your new chapter and season. Strength. Absolutely. You've invested a lot of time, patience, resources, energy into yourself. You've done a lot of the work on yourself, Scorpio, and I'm so proud of you. That's the thing, I just gotta say it. Like, I know, in readings we can tell you what's going on, this and that, but damn, I don't think we compliment or give enough praise or props to when we do see change and when we do see transformation and evolution and soul growth and a new sense of awareness. So I got to give you a damn props, Scorpio. And I don't say that lightly because there's a lot of MFers. And I'll cuss a little bit, so, just don't mind me. But there's a lot of MFers in this world that don't have the sense of self-awareness, the sense of consciousness, the sense of being able to take accountability, and the sense to want to do better and be better and make that change for themselves to have what it is that they truly want. They would rather be a victim to life instead of take ownership of their future. And that's not you. And I love people like that personally. I love people that's in the energy that you're currently in or that you're moving into in this new season. I love that. But more than that, importantly, because with this rebirth card here, it took a lot of change. It took a lot of time. This isn't an overnight growth for you. That Seven of Pentacles, see, I'm about to start cussing. Let me calm down a little bit. I want to start cussing y'all. Cussing all over the place. Let me keep it PG. I just get excited, But, there's a lot of people that won't put the time, effort, and energy into bettering themselves, bettering their health, bettering their spirituality. Again, back to the person with the pork. I don't know who's eating the pork too much. Cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. Sorry, but please. But there's not a lot of people that will, Scorpio, and you have, and you are, and you're doing it, and each and every day, even if you can't see the results on the day-to-day basis, you are getting stronger. You're stepping into your power, and mind you, I think this is what? A jaguar. No, that's a Black Panther right there. I don't know all my cats like that, so just don't at me. But that's a Black Panther. It's a panther. That's what you're morphing into. Unstoppable, undefeatable. You cannot, and I mean this in the deepest way possible. You have no limitations on you right now, Scorpio. And I don't care what life may feel like. I don't care what your external experiences may seem like. You truthfully don't have any limitations on you. Just like that panther, you're able to roam free because you've been doing the work, you've been changing, and you've been evolving into a new version of yourself that a lot of people may not be able to accept. And a lot of people still want to hold you to the old version of yourself, which you are not. You've transformed, and through that, you've garnered strength on a day-to-day basis that when you're able to look back, Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, you can see clearly how much you have invested into yourself for your own personal development, your own self-growth. And a lot of people are not going to like that. They're not. But the thing about it is here, Scorpio, you got a secret, I don't know if you know, you got a secret weapon in your pocket. You got a couple. There's two specifically, whether you know who they are or not. You got two specific spirit guides or angels that walk with you, that roam this earth with you, and that protects you, that covers you, that guides you, that holds you, and that also will humble you. And let me say that again, that will also humble you. If the ego, right, the sense of self, the ego gets a little too out there, too far left, it starts going too deep into the shores, because when we start making a lot of improvements and a lot of progress, and we're starting to go after what we want, and we start aligning ourselves with our achievements or what fulfills us, sometimes our ego can get a bit ahead of us. these angels or spirit guides, it's two specifically that walk with you. They will quickly humble you if you allow your ego to overshadow all of the work that you've had to done and the fact that you didn't do it alone, right? So make sure through this progression that you're making, you stay prayed up. You stay speaking to your angels, again, too specifically. You stay talking to your spirit guides. You stay meditating. You stay keeping yourself in a very humbled and grounded state. Because as you progress, as you move forward, as you start to align yourself further and further with what it is that fulfills you and what it is that you truthfully want, this Two of Cups, whether it's love, whether it's in finances, whether it's in stability, home, life, whatever it may be, there's going to be a portion where a time where you will be stress tested. And I mean stress tested. But through that stress test, we got to make sure we keep our egos in check. So stay humble as you grow. And just understand that you didn't do it alone. Don't get me wrong, you did a majority of the footwork. I go back to this glove, right? You were the one that was having to dig up these old roots from your past and from your present that no longer served you, that no longer held purpose or place in your life. You had to do that physical work. But the strength to do all of that didn't solely just come from you. Your angels, two of them, again, I'll keep repeating that for you, two of them have been giving you their strength to give you the strength to do so. So make sure you keep that ego in check, okay? So let me go ahead and get one more card for you, Scorpio. For my Scorpios. Reward yourself, Scorpio. And speaking of reward, 9 of Pentacles. Speaking of reward, 6 of Wands. Reward yourself. You're moving into the finish lap. You're moving into the finish lap. How proud. How and I know this is not, of course, this is just completely energetic. No script, no nothing. I'm just speaking to you straight from the soul. But how damn proud am I of you? Because you've had some difficult readings that I've done recently for you, Scorpio. But how fucking proud am I of you? 9 of Pentacles, independence, freedom, right? There's no restrictions, there's no restraints, and there's no confinement on you. Or there will not be any on you, going into the future. You're free to roam. You're free to be independent. Money's looking great. Finances are looking great. Health, wellness, your mental state, your emotional state improving. Feeling like finally, I figured it out. Finally, I got it. Now, mind you, you didn't get it all the way complete because we had the 9, not the 10, but the 10 is coming. So what this may look like for you, Scorpio, right? This new change, this new transformation. You may have the job that you want, the finances you want, the home that you want. And the only thing that may be missing is maybe that partner that you want. But you're complete and you're whole on your own, right? You don't need anybody. You may want somebody. But you're complete and whole on your own. But the thing about that is because we're at the 9 and not at the 10 yet, that last pinnacle, that last 10th portion will be coming. But Spirit is saying whatever your season that you're stepping into of success, of achievement, of finally getting it, of finally transforming, of finally shedding that old skin. Celebrate that and live in it and soak in that energy. For others of you, you may have the love that you want. You may have the car that you want. You may have the home that you want, but you may want to go after your passion. Maybe you want to start up a business and that's not happening at this time. Don't worry about that. Enjoy what you have in this moment and live in it and embrace it and soak it up. Soak it up, goddammit. Because guess what? At some point, you will end up getting that tenfold. But in the time being, Spirit is saying, appreciate and congratulate yourself for what you have accomplished. Now, I'll say this one last time before I do wrap this reading up. Because you are getting what it is that you want. You are moving in that direction. And there's going to be that one aspect, that one little percentage of the pie or piece of the pie that may be missing. But overall, you'll be content. Overall, you'll be happy. Overall, you'll feel great. Embrace that energy. But keep yourself humble or Spirit will humble you and take you from the 9 of Pentacles back to the 8, where you got more work to do, or now you're getting some more stuff on your plate and having to deal with more workload, and you can't celebrate and be in this energy anymore, right? Spirit will stress test you if you move out of being humble into your ego. So watch it. But other than that, Scorpio, celebrate and thank your spirit guides, because you are coming into, if you haven't entered into this already or entering into this, you are entering into a new phase where you can finally say yes. Whew. I can wipe the sweat off my head. Finally, I'm stepping into what it is that I want. So Scorpio, I'm going to leave you there. It's an absolute blessing to read for you as always. I love all of you guys. You be safe. You have a happy holiday, whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or not. And last time I'm going to say this to the person that eats a lot of pork, chill out on Thanksgiving. Okay? Maybe get you one slice of ham. Don't stack up the plate with ham. Because I'm getting something about high blood pressure for somebody out there. Chill the fuck out on the pork. Love you guys. All right. Bye.